Guys, so this is my first New Year's Eve makeup look. I actually did this makeup look on my cousin up in Lake Arrowhead when we went for Christmas Eve. She is mixed, so she has a very beautiful like olivey like skin tone, so these purples looked amazing on her, so that's where I was inspired from. I did it on her and I was like, oh my god, you look banging, let me do it on myself. The only difference I did was I didn't apply a wing liner. I did on her, and then I didn't put the glitter in the middle and the shimmery shadow down in the lower lash line. So that's the only difference, but I ended up really liking it, and I might just end up doing this for New Year's, even though I'm going to be here at home with my family, but I'm still gonna go all out on my makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm going to stop talking now, and if you guys want to see how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Oof, I am looking so rough this morning. So to start off the face, I have already moisturized, and I'm just going to go in with my Master Prime. This is the Blur and Smooth, and I'm going to apply that where I have my larger pores, so that is all in my T-zone area. So I am just going to really rub that into my skin and let my pores really soak that in, just so I have a smooth canvas for my foundation later on in the video. Now for this video, I'm actually going to start with my eyes first. So to prime, I'm going to use my Maybelline Age Rewind, apply that on my eyelids, blend it out with a beauty sponge, and then set it with just a regular setting powder. So reason why we're starting off with the eyes first is because we're actually going to apply glitter to this makeup look. So it is just going to be a lot easier to clean up the fallout. And we're just going to move on to my eyebrows. I am just using my e.l.f. Cosmetics brightening eyeliner, I believe it's called, in the color Coffee. And I am just going to fill in my eyebrows in the regular shape. I'm just going to speed through this because nobody wants to see ugly eyebrows. So yeah. So to somewhat help that situation I have going on in my eyebrows, I'm going to grab my concealer. This is the Age Rewind by Maybelline in the color Pale, and I'm just going to somewhat camouflage those hairs to my skin and just clean up the bottom of my eyebrows. Now to set the concealer and also highlight the brow bone, I'm going to grab this flat brush from Morphe and go into my 35P palette, and I'm just going to use that matte white shade and highlight the brow. So finally moving on to the eyes, I'm going to grab these two Mauve Plum shades and a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to use this as my transition color. So when I want my transition color to be super blown out, I first go in with circular motions from my outer corner to my inner corner, just going back and forth in circular motions, and then to get a smooth color right across the lid, I go in with windshield wiper motions. So the reason why I wanted it super blown out is because the darker plum shades, I wanted this transition color to peek through the edges. So then, grabbing a stiffer blending brush, I'm going to grab this darker plum shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this right into the crease, not blending it upwards, not blending it downwards, just right into the crease. And then right after that, I'm going to go back in with my big fluffy blending brush and blend that upward. And this is just going to help us keep that darker color low, but also blend out the edges so there is a nice gradient effect. Now moving on to our halo technique, I'm going to grab this detailed brush and a color that was in the same color family as our last color, just a tad bit darker, and I'm going to first place that right where I want the most intensity to be, and then blend out the edges upwards and inwards into the eyelid, and then also do the same thing to the inner corner, putting most of that product right where I want the most intensity to be, and then blending it upwards to blend out the top edges, and then into the lid to blend out the side edges. And then right after that, whatever is left over on the brush, I'm actually going to connect those two in the crease. So the middle of our lid should be completely bare. So moving on to the eyelid, just because I wanted it to be super foiled and metallic, I did grab my e.l.f. Cosmetics glitter primer and a flat brush, and what I did is I saturated that brush really well with that product, and I applied that to the middle of the lid. Now a key when using this product is you need to apply less product. If you apply too much, what will happen is the eyeshadow will actually like bundle up into little clumps on the eyelid, and that is not a cute look. You want it smooth and nice, so apply less product. And we're going to grab this middle lilac color with a flat brush, and what we're going to do is we're really going to press that into the glitter primer just so oh my gosh, just so that eyeshadow really sticks to it. And this will also help if you have hooded lids, just like I do, help that lid color from transferring to our crease. So, yeah. Now to further intensify our halo technique, I'm going to grab that same detailed brush, and I'm going to grab a lot of that brown and a tiny little bit of that black, and further intensify our outer corner and our inner corner. Doing the same thing, applying the most product where we want the most intensity, and then blending out the edges. And then of course, don't forget to connect it up in the crease. And to further help the blending process, I'm going to use my fluffy blending brush and marry all of those colors together. So after blending for about like 5 minutes, I am going to move on to my e.l.f. Cosmetics glitter primer again in the same brush, and I am just going to apply that right in the middle of the lid, where on top of that metallic shadow, excuse me. And I'm going to again apply a very even coat, and this is just going to act as an adhesive for our glitter. And this is the glitter that we're going to use today. It is basically the same eyeshadow that we just used, just in a glitter form, and this is just going to help our eye be very reflective and pretty. So yeah, I'm just going to again really press that into that product so we have minimal fallout, and yeah. And finally, moving on to foundation. Doing miracles with this face because I am looking rough. I'm going to grab my L'Oreal True Match in W6 and just apply that all over my face using bouncing motions, just so I have the most coverage. I'm just going to speed through this because it takes me a while, so yeah. Moving on to highlight, I'm going to grab 2 concealers today, my Age Rewind in Pale and my Age Rewind in the Brightening shade. And I'm going to apply the Pale in all of the regular places, under the eyes, on the sides of the nose to make the nose more narrow, on the edges of the nose where women get naturally red, on the bridge of the nose just to highlight a tad bit more, on top of the forehead, on top of the eyebrows to lift up the face, on the cupid's bow, and on the chin. And with the brightening shade, I am actually going to apply that on the very edges of where I applied our highlight under the eyes, just to further brighten the face. And then I'm going to grab a beauty sponge and just blend that all out. Now, just because this makeup look is for New Year's and you're going to be out all night long, well, you guys are, I'm not, but I'm going to actually cream contour today, so I'm going to grab my LA Girl concealer in the color Toast, and I'm just going to apply this on the outer edges of the face, so right under the cheeks and on the sides of the forehead and under the lip, just to give a more pouty effect. And what I do with my cream contour is I actually just apply that line and then apply 3 lines going upwards just to help me blend. It doesn't do anything specific. It just helps that whole color be distributed evenly throughout the cheeks. So then I'm just going to grab a beauty sponge as you see here, and with pouncing motions, blend that all out. And now going back to highlight, I'm actually going to go into my Morphe 9C palette in these 2 colors here that I am pointing at with my beauty sponge, and I'm going to really set that highlight, really press it into the skin so there is no creasing. So to set that cream contour we applied before, I'm going to grab this Morphe brush and these 2 colors here, and I'm going to apply that right on top of the cream contour, slightly blending it upwards so everything, as in our bronzer and our blush, will blend in smoothly. So yeah. Now using that same Morphe brush, I'm going to actually bronze the face now, and I'm going to grab my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Sun Power and apply that right on top of that contour, just to again have a smooth transition to our blush. And I'm just going to apply this on the outside of the cheeks, connecting it upwards to the temples and connecting that to the forehead, and then applying a tad bit on the sides of the nose, just because we did highlight and we did lose a tad bit of definition. Then I'm going to grab this angled brush. I actually got this as a Christmas present and I really like it, and I also got this as a Christmas present, and I am going to use that pink Macaroon blush just because it is not too overpowering and the eyes are a tad bit like, hello, I am here, I have arrived. So I wanted the blush to be a tad bit neutral, so I'm just going to apply that on the outside of the cheeks as always because I have chubby cheeks. And then I am also going to grab a stippling brush and blend all those 3 colors together just so we have a very smooth gradient. Yeah, that's it. Moving on to highlight, I could not find my fan brush anywhere, so I had to go and use this powder brush here. This is not what it's for, but that's what I'm going to use for it today. And I'm going to grab that highlight shade from my 9C palette and apply that in all of the regular places, on the top of the cheekbones, over the eyebrows, on the tip of the nose, and then whatever is left over on the bridge, and then on the cupid's bow, and whatever is left over from the cupid's bow on the chin. Wow, that was a lot. Now moving on to falsies, I'm going to use these KOKO lashes in the style Ariel. These are so beautiful. I fell in love with these. They're very like spiky and pretty, and you can see the glitter peeking through. So this was perfect for this eye look. So I'm just going to apply those. Now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to use my favorite brush for the lower lash line. As you guys know, I rave about this every single video. And I'm going to grab that shade you saw before in the last clip. And I'm going to use that and, Yes, use that. And apply that on the outer corner of our lower lash line and the inner corner, mimicking that same thing we did on top. And then right after that, I'm going to use the stiffer side of that brush, and I'm going to grab that lilac-y foiled shade, and I'm going to apply that right into the middle. So our top lid will be identical to our lower lid, and it will look amazing. So then moving on to mascara, I'm going to grab, again, my favorite L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, and I'm going to apply that to my top lashes to marry my natural lashes to my fake ones, and then also apply around 3 or 4 coats of that to my lower lash line, just so I can balance out those big falsies to the bottom ones. Now, to open up the eyes and give a very doll-like effect, I'm going to go in with my Revlon Photo Ready Kajal Brightening Pencil, and I'm going to apply that into the waterline. And for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to grab that Paris palette from Sephora, and I'm going to grab that color in Pearl in a big fluffy flat brush, and I'm going to apply that right into the inner corner to give a nice highlighted effect. And now moving on to the lips, I'm going to go into my MAC lip liner in the color Strip Down, and I'm just going to line my lips with this pencil. And after applying that lip liner, I'm going to go into my MAC matte lipstick in the color YASH, and I'm going to apply that all over the lips. And right after I apply that lipstick, I'm going to go back into my MAC lip liner in Strip Down, just because that YASH did overpower the lip liner we applied before, so I'm just going to further intensify that lip liner once again and define the lips. Alright you guys, and after you apply your lipstick, the makeup look is all complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this very purpley glittery eye for New Year's that I did for you guys. I really ended up liking it. I just wanted to say, if you guys are going out for New Year's, please be careful but have loads of fun. I, on the other hand, am going to stay here, enjoying my family at home, stuffing my face. So I hope you guys have an amazing New Year's. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support that I've gotten in these past 2 months since I've been on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.